I'm Eddie Cannell.
And I'm Tom Cannell.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Mortgage Brothers Podcast, and today we are announcing 2021 loan limits for conventional financing. New loan limits.
This is like when the new cars and trucks come out for loan guys like us. This is about as good as it gets, right? New loan limits.
Yeah, and new loan limits do not come out every year. We went about 10 years without any new conventional loan limits, but the last, I believe, 4 or 5 years, every year in January, they were coming out with these new loan limits. So we are announcing for 2021 the new conventional loan limits. So yeah, it is exciting.
Yeah, just in time for Christmas.
Yeah, and why is it exciting?
Because it opens up a whole new arena for borrowers. There are borrowers, because of financial, situations, they need to stay within a budget, and anything above a limit would put them into a jumbo category, would put them into a second loan or whatnot. So this opens up, it's a whole new world.
That's right. Okay. I mean, here's one thing people are constantly asking is, how much can I put down? I want to go up to $700,000. I want to buy a house at $700,000. I want to buy a house at $600,000. Especially when you get up to these higher loan limits, if we're going to be putting them into a conventional loan, there are loan limits that are going to really restrict them. So in 2020, the loan limit was, so 510 was the maximum conventional loan limit. So we always had to restrict people to that amount. The year before that, wasn't it like 484? And it kept on, it was lower and lower as the years, in 2019, 18, and so on. But right now, you did a calculation to figure out, right now, the minimum loan amount for conventional financing is 5%. So what's the new loan amount, and what does that kind of take people's purchasing power to?
Yeah, absolutely. So the new loan amount is $548,250. So $548,250. We can almost call it $550. Nice round number. Okay. So the minimum down payment, because you wouldn't be eligible for the less than minimum, because in order to afford this type of home, you'd have an income limit, above the requirement for that slightly reduced down payment. So for a 5%, down payment, assuming the new loan limit, what would that purchase price be, Ed, for that new home?
About $577,000.
$577,000. That's huge.
Yeah. You're right. For only 5% down, you can buy a house that's $500 for a purchase price of $577,000. Put 5% down and have that maximum loan.
Mm-hmm. And if you were to compare that to last year, it was about $537 purchase price.
Okay.
So that's a significant number. If you look at, I think it's about a 7 to 8% increase,
right,
over the previous year, and that's far outpacing inflation. So I'm not smart enough to figure out exactly where they came with that number, but it has to do with the median home price, the average home price.
Yeah.
Triangulating this and dividing that.
Yeah. So it's exciting news. Borrowers, of course, if you're putting more than 5% down, you're still limited to the $548,000 loan limit, but you can put 10% down and you can be in the 600 range. 20% down, you'd be, I don't know where that would be. It'd probably be closer to the 700.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
let me just throw out a really quick example. I've got a couple of borrowers I actually spoke to today because about this. Their homes were appraising in the mid to high, to low 700s, and they were wanting to do cash outs. And at that time, when you went up to 80% of the appraised value, it was over the conventional loan limit. And so what we had talked about was how do we maximize that? And we had to talk about a second. Because it was over that conforming limit. Now, literally 5 months later, we're still able to, guess at what that appraisal would be. And all of a sudden, the 80%, it's much closer to where these conforming limits are. They'll be paying off all kinds of debt. It just opens up just a huge world for a certain, group of people that happen to be stuck just above the conventional limit.
Yeah, and I will clarify a couple things. That this, in the United States, most counties have this limit. There are high cost counties that are, right now we're in Arizona. Everything in Arizona is limited to this number. But there are high cost counties that are in California, Washington, back east, and those are going to be higher limits. And then these loan limits, that when they change, the limit we gave you, which was $548,000, that is for a single family residence. A duplex, a triplex, and a fourplex also have their own limits, and those have also increased. Okay, so you can buy a duplex. The maximum loan limit is $702,000. You can buy a threeplex or triplex, and that loan limit is $848,000. And a 4-unit can be over $1 million. The loan limit's over $1 million. You could finance a conventional financing over $1 million. Now, people might be wondering, what are those? A 4-unit or 3-unit. Now, if you purchase a home, you're going to live in it. Those could be rentals. Those could be you could be a primary resident in one of those units. But yeah, the purchasing power is pretty crazy there with that 4-unit over $1 million.
Yeah, that really is. All right, I'm glad you brought that up.
All right, so that wraps it up, everybody. Loan limits for 2021. If you have any questions and want to, you need financing for a refinance or purchase, reach out to the Mortgage Brothers. Be happy to help.
Yeah, and even if you have a recent refi where you did a first and second, you want to try and get rid of that second, this would be a great opportunity to do that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey, thank you, folks.
Hey, guys. Thanks for listening to the Mortgage Brothers podcast. Please let us know if you have any questions you'd like us to answer. You can email your questions to team@azmortgagebrothers.com, and be sure to ask us for a free quote on your next mortgage. We'll be sure to give you personalized service and help you through the whole process. Signature Home Loans, LLC does not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only. You should consult your own tax, legal, and accounting advisors before engaging in any transaction. Signature Home Loans, NMLS 1007154, NMLS number 210917 and 1618695, Equal Housing Lender.